everybody, and welcome to the S&M show, the Sam and Ming show.
Did you forget our names?
No, not at all. Never. It's early.
It is early.
It's early.
I just woke up.
It's early. You still look stunning, though.
No.
I know you literally just woke up.
I like literally just woke up 9 o'clock. I rolled out of bed and was like, fuck, I gotta go podcast.
Woke up. Well,
I like washed my face, I brushed my teeth, I threw on some clothes and like...
Isn't this why you get up, though? This is why I get up.
No, I usually get up because I can't sleep forever.
Like insomnia? You're worried about the...
No, like...
You got 99 problems, but a pot ain't one?
No, I mean, like, imagine what life would be like if you just slept forever. You would miss everything.
Right.
Yeah, that sucks.
Do you really feel like that? Like you would... Okay, if you had a choice, never had to sleep again.
Ooh.
Would you do it? But, like, what's the trade-off then?
I was gonna say, there's gotta be, like, a trade-off. Like, you never... you don't sleep, but... for every year you go not sleeping, you get a year. Yeah, you get like a year taken off the end of your life.
I would do that. I would do it in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, I would do
I
that.
don't know if I would.
I would.
Because, like, think about it, though. I wouldn't. Because, okay, so I'm going to be up, like, all night. Okay. But at some point, all of my friends are going to have to go to sleep. So I'm literally just going to be, like, sitting there. Like, have you ever had insomnia for more than one night?
Sure.
I've had insomnia for 6 days straight. And it was the most boring thing in my life.
Really? I like it.
But, like, at, like, 4:30 in the morning when there's no one to talk to, and, like, there's nothing to do, and there's bad infomercials on.
Being up at 4:30 with no one to talk to and having a little solace, not the worst thing in the world.
Not the worst thing in the world, no, I agree. But night after night after night.
All right, maybe that would get old.
Like, if there were other people in the world who were going to share this with me.
Yeah.
So, like, you know... I knew that, like, so-and-so and so-and-so would be, like, up, and there would be places that catered to the people who are up all night. Like, you know, you could go somewhere and it's going to be open 24 hours a day, and I'm not talking about, like, my local Quick Check.
With Brian Johnson?
Yeah, like, me and Brian Johnson are going to go hang out at the local Quick Check.
The local Quick Check. We'll talk about it in a second. It's we live in a magical age, my friend, the age of the internet. Where
we do.
People of all time zones are awake.
Well, yeah.
I bet I could. No matter what time it is, there's someone I could probably send a text.
There's a woman up somewhere for you.
There's sure, and a male and men.
Yeah, but probably just women
and men.
I was unaware that you had male friends.
Sure, I do. You met Frank number 3. He was here at the Tell Him Steve Dave Christmas pod. We used to go to Devils games all the time. Yeah. We're friends. Saw him the other day. Who else do I have? Well, no, I can't think of them. So yeah, Mike Zapcic.
Apparently, we're not online.
He's yeah, I know. He'll throw us in. This is a problem. Everything gets all mixed up when you go this early.
Hey, we could have been going at 10, but you wanted to go at 9:30.
Well, let me tell you why we're going at 9:30. So, Mike calls me down in the store. He's like, "Hey, I met this dude. He's been. I'm trying to." All right, I met this dude. He came in the store. He's been wandering the country. He's homeless, but he's homeless by choice. And I'm like, who chooses to be homeless? He's like, well, okay, let me rephrase that. He's homeless by choice. He's wandering the country, knocking things off a bucket list. And apparently this was one of them.
To podcast with Ming Chen? That sounds like a really shitty bucket list. Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey. Bucket lists are all relative.
Hey, let's not lock the loop.
But I couldn't get past the part. I'm like, what do you mean he chooses to be homeless? Like, what is that? So
where does he sleep at night?
I don't know.
Oh, so we're gonna ask him.
Well, yeah, we'll ask him all of this.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute. What do you mean he chooses to be homeless? Like it's a hipster? It's like hipster homeless? Like, I'm homeless by choice.
Is this guy gonna be like dirty when he comes in?
So here's the thing. So I'm like, all right, this guy sounds like he has a good story. Is he still around? Mike's like, yeah. I was like, let's pod with him then. I want to hear his story. So I guess he called him back. Now, also happening yesterday simultaneously, a small film crew came down.
Yeah, I saw that too.
They're shooting a movie called Shooting Clerks. Mm-hmm. It's about Kevin trying to get Clerks made, but like a movie version with different actors. I wouldn't call it a spoof. I don't know what you would call that. Like somebody
riding on somebody else's coattails?
Somewhat.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
A biopic, perhaps, about a slice.
Yeah, a biopic without Kevin Smith's knowledge.
Yeah, well,
Sure.
I mean, they do biopics with other actors. Like Ali.
Yeah.
Will Smith is Ali. Well, this is Shooting Clerks.
Does Kevin Smith know about this?
He does. Not only does he know about it, there's an
Okay.
article in Entertainment Weekly saying that Kevin has agreed to participate in it.
Okay.
So
There you go.
that gives it some legitimacy.
Okay, that does.
I used to play street hockey with the guy who wrote and directed it. So he came down here, wanted to shoot a dramatized scene where Kevin sells his comic book collection to get money to make Clerks. That actually happened, and where better to do it than here?
Yeah.
So me and Mike play cameos as the clerks who buy the collection. So that happened. So I got called down, and I met this dude, and he had a dog with him. I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?" I thought he was part of the film crew. Turns out that was the homeless guy.
Oh, nice.
So was he? I mean, I guess he wasn't. I mean, he wasn't dirtier than any normal.
I mean, like,
guy.
is he gonna like come in here and like blade rape us?
Blade rape? I don't know. Is that him?
I feel fucking
That
terrible.
might be
if
him. No,
it's Mike Zapcic.
That's
I was
Mike
gonna say I would
Zapcic.
feel so terrible if this guy's first like impression of me was me asking if he was gonna blade rape me.
Yes. Are we getting raped, Mike? The homeless guy.
No, he's a cool dude.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Are you sitting in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
We're
We actually have a couple of other guests.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean,
How many people are podcasting?
No, we need more
tonight?
mics.
we're gonna need 5 all day. Or actually
5.
6.
We got one more. We got one more down there.
All right, cool. Because we've got the people who are opening up Gotham down the street. Gotham and Catch.
What's a catch?
Catch is the seafood restaurant that used to be Blue Water Seafood.
I'm
Oh,
so pissed when they closed that. I just went there like a week before, and they fucking closed it.
Yeah, but Catch is also a seafood restaurant, and Blue Water went way down in quality.
Yeah.
Because I went there a couple times. And
They had
the
such
last
good
time-
salmon. Ooh.
But we got we were balling. We got the seafood tower for our appetizer. Me and the wife.
Yeah?
Mike likes the
Yeah,
seafood
and
tower.
they-
every
Mike
time.
likes to hang out with his wife.
Oh, I do.
Yes, he does. And eat seafood towers.
Don't pray for Julia. How's that? Don't pray for Julia. Or,
Speaking of you and your wife, a few months ago, I guess for your anniversary, you went to Pascal and Sabine.
I did.
I went there the other night. I'm like still digesting that food. Oh
amazing,
my!
isn't
Oh
it?
my
you're
god!
gonna
amazing.
like poop out
Like
whole
a little French man with a balloon. Like oh my
Oh,
god!
in a mime outfit.
In a mime.
It's French food.
Yeah, it's like American French, but oh my god, it's so good. And we went for Alex's dad's birthday, and they're the kind of
okay.
family that like everyone gets an appetizer, everyone gets a dinner, everyone gets a dessert, everyone gets like coffee and wine, like the whole nine.
Yes.
I'm like still digesting that. It's down there with like my po' boy that I'm still digesting from like 5 years ago in New Orleans. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Shout out to Pascal and Sabine in Parkway.
What?
Yes.
coffee.
Coffee.
You guys all right on coffee?
I'm
We're
good on coffee.
Thank you very much, Mike Zapcic. What the hell was I talking about?
I have no idea. It's just about to get wild though.
Oh, the blade raping.
Oh,
Yeah.
serious. What is blade raping? Is that like
It's when they take a blade and they like rape you with it.
Yeah. Didn't you see Seven, dude? You never saw Seven?
I saw 7, but
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
And then sometimes like after the blade raping they skin you alive and like wear you as a suit.
Yeah.
I thought that was just fucking Buffalo Bill.
Uh,
Are we gonna get Buffalo Bill? It's basically
Buffalo
gonna make a suit
Bill.
out of a Mike Zapcic suit and fucking walk around.
if this happens to
He was wearing a Mike Zapcic suit and asked for a lot of
Yeah, you
sugar,
couldn't-
sugar water.
yes, yeah, sugar,
Sugar.
harder,
Sugar.
sugar, harder. If this happens to me, I'm blaming you. I'm putting square blame on you, Mike Zapcic.
I think you should.
Okay,
But
I
I
will.
think that this is
I
a
will.
really this is a real human interest story. 'Cause
Okay.
Yeah.
He seems like a really nice guy.
Okay,
As long as he brings the dog, I'm fine.
is he bringing the dog?
Is awesome too.
Okay.
Yeah. I notice we have 2 mics set up. Is one mic set up for the dog?
Yes,
Awesome.
yes. Mike's gonna sit. Mike doesn't
Mike's
back.
gonna sit and hold
Dog's
the
gonna
dog.
get
Coming
the
over,
mic.
I'm splitting with you.
Okay.
Dog's gonna get the mic.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Apparently the show is going to be wild today.
I apparently it is.
We got like shit going down. I'm like not even awake yet.
Yeah.
Is this a dream?
It was just a dream. I used to read Word
So-
Up magazine.
So before
Heavy D
everyone,
and-
everyone
up
gets
in the
here, why don't you
limousine.
talk about your weekend?
Okay, do you want to hear my weekend?
Well, I want to.
Well,
I want to hear about
let's-
your weekend, and I want to hear about everyone else that I know's reaction to your weekend.
Okay, was there a reaction?
Yes, there was.
Seriously?
Yes. there
Okay,
was.
well let's rewind a little bit. Last week we last week we were here. I think we podcasted
with the Pizza Beer Revolution guys.
We did, but even before then, you were here for something. You were here, and then you were here, and you were. I had a little beef with Brian Johnson, where he didn't show up at a con, and
that was after podcasting. Brian came in. They came in to record. Tell him Steve Dave.
They did.
Yes,
they did. And I hadn't seen him in 3.5 weeks.
Yeah,
we hadn't talked.
Oh no, it wasn't after podcasting. It was after you and Mike podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and I came to show you my sweater.
Yeah,
so weird.
No, not weird at all. It's a very nice sweater, by the way.
Yeah.
And
it's cashmere.
He came in and we took we took some pictures with the people we were potting with. Came in, we were kind of looking at each other. Like I literally hadn't seen him in like 3 weeks. And then
oh my God, there's a dog.
There's a dog.
Adorable dog.
An adorable dog. Finish your story.
Yes.
Finish your story.
Yeah, and you
don't be blinded by the adorableness of the dog.
You were there.
Yes.
And you were aware of what was going on.
Yes.
Did you sense any tension?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like I was just gonna. Well, I didn't know what to expect, but I hadn't seen it. I was cordial. I was like, "Hey, what's up?"
Yeah.
Mics are set up for you guys, and I was just gonna leave, but he came up, and you were there. You were 2 feet away.
Yeah, I saw the magic happen.
Came up, we hugged.
It out. You brought it out.
And he says, "Mayor, hey, I'm gonna make this right." So. Apology from Brian Johnson.
An apology
That's
from
as close
huge.
to an apology.
Did Mike Zapcic get one?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I explained what happened.
I got another mic under there. It's the blue one. It's on a stand already.
So then you went to the con this weekend.
I did Walker Stalker Con. So that was good. That
it was in the Meadowlands.
Yeah, that was good that we cleared there because we were spent.
Yeah, you were headed
2 days
exactly
with each other. There was a cable in the box over there.
Kai, why don't you go over there?
Yeah, grab a cable in the box.
If you guys don't mind sharing a mic.
So
jump up to the podcasting table, the magic that is podcasting.
Yeah, grab a blue cable or a red cable. Hey guys, what's going on? Or an orange cable. We went to Walker Stalker Con and up at the Meadowlands. Walker Stalker Con is a Walking Dead horror centric convention. They throw us in since we come after the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
We've been doing them all the ones that they had this year. So we started Chicago, Boston, Atlanta, and then they decided to do a New York/New Jersey one.
Yeah.
It was up at the Meadowlands.
So you were up at the Meadowlands, which is like arguably like an hour, 45 minutes to an hour away from home.
Yeah.
And you, needless to say, did not come home. You stayed in a hotel.
I did.
Obviously. Go on.
I'm
just giving some backstory.
The convention provided us with a hotel so we'd be comfortable. Didn't have to worry about. That's a 2-hour round trip, my friend. So
okay, I'm just saying when my boyfriend has a show that he's doing in New York, he comes home to sleep in a bed with me, his girlfriend.
Does the promoter and or club provide him with a hotel that he could sleep
sometimes.
At?
Oh,
and he still comes back?
Yeah, because my man is happy with me in bed. But go on.
Okay, point taken.
Go on. So you brought somebody that we both know.
Yes, Brian.
No,
Mike.
A guest.
Oh, our friend Susan came up.
Exactly.
Our friend Susan came up.
Yes, our friend Susan. She's fantastic.
Our friend Susan came up on
teaches
Saturday.
yoga. She's, oh my God, this
big
dog's
fan
amazing.
of the show. I had a couple friends out. My friend Christine came up on Sunday.
Yeah. So now you posted a lot of pictures with Susan.
I did.
My one concern was that you kept tagging her in them, which I was like, Ming does not have a lot of friends on Twitter in the Tell Him Steve Dave market.
Right.
So you should probably stop tagging her because you tag her all the time. And people like, would you put it beyond people to like directly tweet at her negative, nasty things? I wouldn't.
She's not on Twitter. She's on Instagram.
Instagram. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
What I find is if I tag a female, usually female, sometimes male.
Right.
Hey?
But if I tag a female on Instagram, that people immediately start following her.
Yeah, I have actually noticed that too.
And you may also write down "Pray for Debbie."
Pray for Debbie.
You may have noticed this.
So
always.
So okay, so one of my coworkers.
I'm talking into a microphone that's not hooked up, but I'll continue to do it.
So there it is.
Yeah.
So one of my coworkers. Now we always see you posting these pictures with Susan, like midnight cocktails and then yoga in the morning.
Right.
So one of my coworkers, is like Sam. It looks very bad that like he's with Susan so late at night and then so early in the morning. And
Does
I'm
that
like,
look
well,
bad?
I'm like,
Is it bad?
I'm like, well, you know,
wait, hold on, I didn't.
You know, Ming. He does yoga, like whatever. So now I come into work on like Sunday afternoon. She goes, Sam, have you seen Twitter or Instagram and Twitter? And I'm like, I'm not sure what you're referring to. And she goes, Ming is just posting so many pictures with Susan.
Oh, did it look weird?
I was like, well, she's at the con with him, you know. That's the thing. So then my ex-boyfriend calls me and he goes, are Ming and Debbie still together? Is he hooking up with Susan now?
And I was like, what it looked like?
And I was just like,
no, I wasn't aware of this.
Ming and Debbie. Wait, I'm not done with the
Every
mess.
time, buddy.
I'm not done with the mess of Then I had like four other people who know you and know me. Mm-hmm. And they're like, Ming is posting a lot of pictures with this woman. So I was like literally answering for you all day.
Is that what you meant by like?
I had so many. I had so many shake my head moments. Like every time my phone went off with like somebody random, I was like, "They're calling about Ming." I know they are.
Do you have any idea how much of an apologist I've had to be for you over the years?
No, I agree. But
any clue?
Right?
No,
I know.
It was funny.
Johnson's like, why do you think that I make all those Debbie and I are sleeping together? You know, it's like it doesn't bother him. Number one, and number two, it's people think it's true. So why not?
It was just like hysterical. Everybody who like knows me and you just like calling me up like, are Ming and Debbie still together? I'm like, yeah.
You shouldn't have to. You gotta speak into the microphone. You shouldn't whisper because people are like, I'm turning up my game, and then I say something, and they blow out their eardrums.
No, I had no idea. No, she came up, big fan of The Walking Dead, and I was able to introduce her to pretty much everyone who was there. And she was flipping out, wanted to meet Reedus.
Yeah, well, who doesn't?
All that. We hung out.
I don't. I actually want to meet Sean Patrick Flannery, but I'm like
we can
I'm
make
like a
both.
weird kid
actually,
like
we can't
that.
make both of those things happen. We could probably help facilitate that. I met Reedus this weekend for the first time.
What was he like?
He is awesome, rolled up into
like super awesome.
Super awesome.
His
it
eyes
is amazing.
kind of look like he's having like a peanut allergy. Like his face looks a little swollen.
How does that look?
That's why you know what? He wears dark glasses and I didn't notice. I'm like,
really
he is
sure
so cool.
About.
But we walked up, it was me, Q, and Brian. And Brian had met him before, and I had never. We passed and he gave me a nod. And that was like
Mike just wanted the nod.
I got the nod down in Atlanta because he walked by and got the nod. I nodded back to him. I'm like, oh my God, I just nodded at Norman Reedus.
Mike just wanted
he's probably nodding at some dude behind me.
Fangirl.
Hey, what's up, guy? Yeah, I can fangirl is with the best of them, I'm telling you. But we went behind the scenes. We went behind the we looked behind the curtain and we went in.
The green room with the leather and mayonnaise?
Nope, not at all. We were actually at his booth and there was a
Oh.
line and people actually cheered for us when we they did. They're like, "Oh, comic book man."
I guess that's good.
And Q. Well, we were with Quinn.
Mind you, this is a line 300 people deep.
Yeah.
So,
And they're like, oh my God, Big John!
I didn't know. I wasn't with them. I met him already. I was like, you guys go. It's like, old hat.
Oh, yeah, like small potatoes over here.
Yeah, it's like,
Ming's turning down Norman Reedus. Like, holy shit, he's arrived.
Man, we saw each other at the loading dock area earlier that day, somewhere in the parking lot earlier. It's cool. Mike hadn't met him before. I was like, Mike, go now.
We did.
Take your shot. Go
Q
now.
Q and I got to meet him, and Q fangirled even harder than
really?
me. Oh my God, yeah,
Crying?
It was awesome. He was, I'm so excited. No, he didn't. He was like, "Sup? I'm a huge fan. What's happening?
Really?
Staten Island represent." And he's like, "I have no idea what that means, but okay."
Okay.
And he's like, "But you know what he did? He reminded me of Muse."
Who, Norman Reedus?
Yeah. You know how
How
Muse
so?
is just the sweetest guy in the world?
Absolutely.
Someone had baked him a huge zombie cake, the biker zombie girl, and he's like, just meeting. Hi, Mike Zapcic, AMC's Comic Book Man. Thank you for letting us ride your coattails. He's like, great to meet you. I've seen your show. Have some cake, and it's just like that's what Muse does. Like, come on, have you guys had any cake? You want something to eat? Here, let me see what I got in my pocket.
He's feeding you cake?
Yeah. Well, he's trying to feed us cake. I'm like, not at all, man. I'm looking at the sea of people like, hurry up, Zapcic, get the fuck out of there so I can meet Reedus. And I'm like, all right, we're out of here.
Now that I think about it, the last guy who tried to feed me cake was Josh McDermott, who plays Eugene on the show. He's trying to feed me cake once.
Okay.
So it's
I
a
wouldn't
trend.
take anything from that guy.
It's a
I don't
trend.
trust him.
It's a roofie cake. It's awesome.
That's fine.
So, but oh my God, Norman Reedus. So, yeah, I fangirled out. I'm allowed to. Hey, you know what? Let's stop being rude because we've got people at the table. We've got guests, and I would like you all to introduce yourselves, please, to our podcast.
Where do we start? Point.
Let's start with that guy.
All right, let's start with.
Hi, I'm Joe.
Joe, how you doing, Joe?
Just Joe?
I'm just Joe.
Okay, just Joe.
I'm just Ginger.
Just Ginger.
Joe and Ginger, and
Just Joe and Ginger.
And I guess I'm homeless guy.
oh, you had to stand out, didn't you?
I had to, yeah.
You had to say what
He's
you
a
are.
one-upper.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just Joe. You're a homeless guy. So, now you and I
and
met.
this dog. Can we
and
talk
the
about
dog.
this dog?
And the dog, Savannah.
Savannah.
She is adorable.
Awesome.
She is. She's beyond adorable.
She's like the cutest thing I've ever seen.
6.5 pounds of adorable, and
That's like Ming, but not adorable.
Oh, come on.
Mildly adorable. Mildly adorable.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think Ming's pretty adorable, and this is coming from mostly
you very-
heterosexual male.
Thank,
here.
thank you very much.
mostly heterosexual.
Thank you, homeless guy. Thank you.
You know, I mean, my definition of woman gets looser and looser the more I drink. So
Okay. Well, yeah.
Most women get looser and looser the more they drink.
Yeah.
So
Good one, Sam.
good for you guys. Zing.
So anyway, now we met yesterday. You came down, and the secret stash was on your bucket list.
yes, actually, it's in the top 3. The number 1 was the Smithsonian, which is my Disneyland.
Washington,
in
D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Oh man, you're like a man after my own heart. We'll talk about that.
The second one was actually Disneyland, California.
Oh, okay.
You don't see that, but this is third on my bucket list.
Holy crap.
I'm a big fan of the show, and I am fangirling right now. Like seriously.
Oh, awesome. Well, I got to tell you, those other 2 you just spoke of, the Smithsonian and Disneyland, are measured in acres. This is we're like a lot on a block. So
This is a game of inches here.
Honestly, this is the best on my bucket list tour. I mean, this has totally
You're like
surpassed
podcasting
Disneyland,
here.
And yeah,
you were at the Smithsonian already?
Did Walt Disney give you a pod at Disneyland? No, he did not.
No,
His
I
head
didn't
might
get a
have. You
podcast.
never know. They might have thought it out. So
Yeah, did Tom Smithsonian give you a pod? No.
yeah, Johnny Smithsonian.
no.
Hey, welcome
Thomas
to the
Smithsonian.
Smithsonian.
No, the Smithsonian.
Don't forget
the best
to
they did
visit
was,
the gift
I got
shop.
a little tired, so they gave me a wheelchair so I could wheel myself around in it.
Oh, that's
I
nice.
didn't have a wheelchair, but I mean, we're not that big, so
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not
Mark
gonna
will
get
let you ride
exhausted
him
walking around.
like a pony.
Yeah, who's sitting in the office chair? You were
Yeah,
running
wheel
that.
me around.
Well, you're in the director's chair, so
Yeah, there you go.
there.
So tell us your story. You have this bucket list. You've been
Okay.
traveling.
You have this. You actually, I just read his GoFund story, so it's kind of amazing. So why don't you tell us what the GoFund is?
Right.
Okay, so about 4 or 5 years ago, more on the 5 side, I developed epilepsy, and I couldn't work anymore because they took my license, and I had 2 businesses. I had Mermaid's Maid Service and Kai's Mobile Auto Detailing in Maui. Right around that time, the economy started crashing and people had less money. So 2 things they do when they have less money, they wash their own car and clean their own house.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah, so I don't have my license. I can't afford to keep the employees working. I can't work myself. I don't have enough work to keep them working. I could possibly do it myself, but unable to drive. Failing marriage. My wife was only with me for the money. And as soon as it was gone, she was gone. Failing money, failing health, collapsing economy, triple threat just devastated me. I ended up homeless, and my first thought was I can beat this. So I made myself up a really nice camp out in the bushes. I had hot and cold running water, solar power, toilet that flushed, shower, all set up in the trees in the camps. And, I did that for 6 months. And I said from the start that it's going to take bulldozers to get me out of here. Well, 6 months later, they brought in bulldozers.
God, I was just gonna say, you know what? The best place to be homeless is Hawaii. For God's
if
sake.
you're going to be homeless
Right,
anywhere,
yeah.
homeless in Hawaii is definitely the place to be.
I mean, so you're pulling a Gilligan.
Yeah.
Actually, more of a professor than
More
a
of a-
Gilligan.
Right, right.
And Ginger.
And Ginger.
Wow.
But I'm an engineer. I've always been able to come up with solutions for any problem. And when I first ended up on the streets, I got a job as assistant head maintenance engineer at the Maui Sunset, and I was able to keep that going. But I was having nervous breakdowns because I could fix broken stuff, and I couldn't fix my life. So the more my life got out of control, the more I had to have broken stuff to fix. It was a compulsion. I needed to fix broken things, and I would get frustrated on the job, and I ended up cussing at things, and and crying and stuff, and so it wasn't really conducive to a vacation environment, so they let me go. But yeah, when I lost that job, I realized how stressful being homeless, even in Maui, is, and how impossible it is to get off the streets there. So I heard about this place called Opportunity Village in Eugene, Oregon, and they have a program where well, on the website it touted it as the city's great response, a unique response to homelessness is providing homes for the homeless. We build them, we put them on a lot, we give them an opportunity. When I went down there, it turns out the city actually hadn't done any of that. It was a bunch of homeless people that decided they were going to take over some county land and build their own houses on it. Yeah. And, the city kept moving them around and eventually said, well, this is our thing now. We'll let you have it, but we claim it as our own. And I expected there to be like a proposal to the city, blueprints on the housing structures, everything built up to code, and, a plan in place. And I thought that I would go there and get like a notebook. I don't know what I was thinking, but I thought they have a plan.
That sounds legit. Yeah, I can see why you thought that.
So I developed. This is my first time actually speaking with anybody outside like my small circle of friends about this. I developed osteosarcoma. It's a heart condition that requires a transplant, and due to my epilepsy, I can't go under the knife. They can't find any medication that would prevent me from having a seizure on the table. So even if I was to get on the list, I'm a real big risk. So finding a doctor that would be willing to take that risk, it's not going to happen. So I decided that, I'm going to take this opportunity to take care of my bucket list. And while I'm on this trip, I want to travel around and see all the solutions in the country that they've come up with for approaching the homeless problem. And maybe I can come up with an all-encompassing solution, something that covers every aspect, something from everywhere, because, everybody has some idea of how to solve it, but nobody's kind of put everything together. And I'm thinking that if we did this in Maui, there's no chance of influx of homeless people going, wow, there's a chance to get off the streets. We're going to rush Hawaii. Because it's 3,000 miles in the middle of the ocean. So it's a unique bubble opportunity to do this. And it could potentially be a franchisable idea where we could take that model and take it all over the United States. Yeah. Anywhere there's a homeless problem.
That's fantastic. I think that's really cool. And, this is one of the things that not a whole hell of a lot of people know this about me, Ming, and Sam. Actually, I was homeless back in my 20s when, my God, it's all you need is one really bad week.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And even now, it's even one bad day.
Yep.
Can ruin your life. And there are a lot of people out there who are homeless through no fault of their own. It was my fault, by the way. I just want to make that completely clear. It was all my fault.
It's always your fault.
Well, of course it is.
I was to say, when he was talking about how his life was broken, it didn't seem to me that your life was broken. It seemed to me that, the world and the country was broken.
The system is broken.
And unfortunately, you were just a casualty of it because you seem to figure things out and you fix things, but, sometimes you can't fix things that you don't control. And that's why when you said that, I was like, no, this guy has it together. This is just one of those real shitty things that you hear about that no, you have to stay with me. You have to stay with me.
So how long ago was this? When did it start?
When I left on the trip,
yes.
I left in June. I flew to Seattle, Washington, because it was the cheapest ticket I could get, and then I hitchhiked through Seattle, Portland, Eugene, Oregon, Sacramento, California, Huntington Beach. I went to Disneyland, and then I went through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, and then up through DC.
Yeah, how you been getting around? From place to place?
Primarily hitchhiking. I've taken a Greyhound a couple of times.
Which is worse?
Greyhound.
I sat next to that bathroom a couple of times.
Well, it's not even the bathroom. I find
people sometimes.
I mean,
I'd rather sit in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I had to take a one-way trip to pick up a car once. Not that long ago on a Greyhound, and it wasn't a bathroom or just sitting in a bus. The people, the cult. There's this own little like world that exists in a Greyhound bus.
Yeah.
And I was only on there for like 7 hours. I saw some weird shit, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a little underground like prescription drug trade on the Greyhound buses.
Ming's mapping this stuff out. And listen, I can get Oxycontin from that dude in 6A.
Over there.
Painkillers.
the guy in the bag has got half pints of vodka.
Exactly.
Yeah. We got this.
Your mobile liquor store.
So where do you stay?
I sleep outside.
Yeah.
When I was in New York, I started out with a moving blanket, a crocheted blanket, and this really nasty asbestos-looking blanket from the Salvation Army. And some lady was nice enough to buy me a 15-degree to 50-degree sleeping bag, so I stay nice and toasty warm at night. But I used to try and sleep hidden. But the more out of the way I got, the more vulnerable I felt.
Yeah.
I have Savannah. She's a really good guard dog. She doesn't let anybody come up on me. But also I was confronted by a guy in Tallahassee, Florida, about the importance of being visibly homeless. Said that the people who are homeless and are hiding it, they may be embarrassed about it, but they're hiding the problem. The only homeless people that people see are the ones that are out there every day with a sign, getting drunk and being rowdy and causing problems. And everybody says, well, I don't want to help these people. But if you don't have a good element out there being visibly homeless, then all you see is the bad element.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people, they're not homeless necessarily. They do have places that they sleep here in Red Bank. And, you'll say, people are homeless in Red Bank. And I used to work at the library, and that's where they would hang out during the day. And, you would say, there is a homeless problem in Red Bank. And people would look at me and say, no, there's not. And I'm like, no, there is.
That's because they don't look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
they turn away. And you know what? Down by the train station, also a place that they congregate. And, every Christmas we drop off sweaters and socks.
Yeah, it's, people only see what they want to see if it's not directly visible to them. And no one wants to see that problem. And, they have to.
I honestly, when I woke up this morning, I realized that there were a whole bunch of people that were passing me repeatedly, and it was like they were curious. It's like,
wait a minute,
that's a homeless guy. Mm-hmm.
Were you here?
I've never seen one of those.
Where were you last night?
I was blocked down in front of the what is this?
Maison Blanche, right in front
paper
of
over the windows closed
where,
down.
Poor Cat Designs used to be.
Oh, okay.
And the Red Bank health food store.
The alcove.
Yeah.
In the alcove?
Just
out of the wind.
Yep.
Still
visible from people passing by on the street. You know, so if somebody did try and jump me, there's at least traffic passing by.
Right.
And Red Bank's not that big, so the police do patrol. And did you didn't get any hassles from
I didn't get any hassle from
really?
anybody. Okay. Everybody was really nice. This morning I got up and I went to was it Not Your Average Joe's?
No Joe's. Yeah.
No Joe's. Yeah. I had coffee there. They showed me where I could plug in my cell phone and charge it for a little while. Nice. They were really nice. I had my stuff out front. I was kind of trying to tuck it out of the way so it wouldn't affect their business. I think there were people coming in there wondering who the homeless guy was, and they're looking around. They're like, I think it might be the guy with the dog, but he looks so clean.
Yeah, I know.
And that dog is so cute.
He's a little too well fed to be a wino. Oh my God.
Now, the story with the dog, is she something you picked up on the way? I'm assuming maybe Savannah because of her name.
Yeah, actually, no. I have had her since Hawaii. I've had her since she was 6 weeks old. She's 5 years old now.
Oh my God.
Right about the time I started getting sick. And she's been trained by the ADA to smell when I'm going to have a seizure.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
And she'll alert. And she lets me know. I get a whole half hour's warning, which, when she was first started getting trained, I got like 5 minutes, which was better than what I had, which was about 10 seconds. I'm like, okay, I gotta lay down. But now she gives me plenty of time to get away from the public eye, go lay down in the grass, cover myself with a blanket so people don't get freaked out that I'm having a seizure and call an ambulance. Because some places they have what they call Baker acting, which is if you're unable to communicate, they can hold you at a hospital, a mental facility, or a jail for 72 hours.
Okay.
Where you can't sign yourself out. And all they have to do is verify. And I suffer from aphasia for like a half hour after my seizures, so I can't communicate at all. And I've ended up in the hospital for 3 days simply because I had a seizure and, I wasn't able to tell them I'm okay.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
But, I hate hospitals more than anything.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Almost to the point that if I could get a transplant, I don't know if I would, because going back into the hospital, they talk about that CIA report that was recently released about being in a stress position and kept awake, and all that, they won't let you sleep. And that's kind of what being in the hospital is like. They wake you up every hour or so to make sure you're okay, and they're sticking you with needles all the time, and,
Sounds like the X-Files.
Yeah.
They don't let you go to the
that's pretty
bathroom
much
immediately.
right.
Yeah.
So what's next? I mean, now that you got your top 3 out of the way, do you have more on the list that you're going to?
Actually, I saw the Alamo. I pretty much caught everything. I really wanted to see everything that I thought would be important. I've just realized I'm doing my radio voice. I didn't even know I had a radio voice.
You do, of course.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a radio
Everyone's
voice.
got a radio voice.
Mine just happened to sound like Ted Knight. How are you?
From here, I want to see the ball drop in Times Square. I came out here from New York. It was only $15 to take the train, I'm thinking about sticking around to see the ball drop before I head back. And I want to, now that Congress is going to be back in session, when I head through in January and we know who the congressmen are, I'd like to stop by and at least tell a few of them, this is what I plan on doing for homeless. What are you doing? I'm not asking you to support it. I'm not asking you to do anything, backing me, but I want to know, as an elected official with some power, I am a homeless man with absolutely no power, and this is what I think I can do. What do you think you can do?
I think that's great.
It's pretty ballsy. I like it.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were looking for an overall solution. Have you found one?
What I'm calling Aloha Village. It's not going to be a nonprofit. It's not going to be a charity.
Okay.
It's going to be self-funding. We're going to be building micro houses. It's going to be 2 to sell to the public and 1 for the village. And the houses, they're going to be offered. We're going to finance everybody who comes into the village. We're going to finance them a house. We're going to provide them with a job. If they can't do manual labor actually constructing the houses, we'll find they can clean up the shop or
whatever they can do, whatever
do telephone calls,
right?
And, that
they'll
kind
contribute
of whatever
somehow.
they can do. They can contribute something. Fair wage, and each site is going to be leased for 6 months.
Yeah.
And everything's going to be mobile. So if we have any neighborhood backlash, we can just move the whole thing to another site. And if we move every 6 months, eventually the neighborhood backlash is going to fall out.
Right.
We're not going to have it anymore. So that's the idea behind it. And since it's going to be making enough money to support the village itself, it's not going to be a business people want to invest in because it's not going to make a huge profit. But there's also things like appliance rescue. I learned how to do appliance repair off YouTube. And it was very simple. Learning, basically how to troubleshoot something and replace parts.
Right.
It's not difficult. You just can't be afraid to take something apart. So we can set up a program which would be, nonprofit called Appliance Rescue, benefiting the homeless.
Yeah, where you just take broken appliances, fix them
up, sell them in a store.
Them.
not only that, especially in Maui, there are a lot of people who can't afford to buy new appliances, and they're taking working appliances out of the hotels and scrapping them and shipping the scrap metal back to the mainland rather than selling them to low-income people on the island.
Yeah, and just fixing them for much less. It seems like it's such an incredible
so they're
waste.
destroying working appliances by the thousands. They refurbish these hotels with new appliances every 4 years, and there are thousands of hotels out there. So there's no reason anybody on the island should ever go without a refrigerator or a washer and dryer.
Right.
You know.
Right. Even if it's a little old, it works.
Yeah.
Ironing board. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, you guys haven't gotten to talk at all.
I'm like so mesmerized by this story.
This is
This is like easily the
There's
best.
nothing I could talk about.
This is like easily the best thing I've
Right? I'm
heard.
just like
I wouldn't want to
staring.
be sitting across and have to tell a story to anybody else because I don't want to follow that. It's like it's like Babe,
Joe and Ginger are like, I'm not doing nothing.
Babe Ruth comes up and then whoever the guy is after.
I know, right? You got hit in bed after Babe Ruth. Like,
I'm
well,
sorry, I should
It's
have
Vince
gone last.
Dickey.
Yeah, you should have been the closer
It's an
here.
amazing story. Like
I know, I'm trying to think of
into what
people I
you're saying,
know
like,
that could help.
Absolutely.
You know?
And-
I'm like going through people I know, like, okay, wait, who can do this? Who can do that?
I just like, you see so many people, especially like, I mean, I work retail in a high-end strip mall, and you see so many people who come in and drop like thousands of dollars on clothes. Like, and I mean, I work the retail and I can't even spend that much. And like, it's just, you really see, especially around the holidays, like how people frivolously waste money. And like, you hear this story, and like, I have to go to work later, and everyone that comes into my job, I'm just going to be like,
Go
man.
fund me.
Like,
Go fund me.
Go fund this guy because he's amazing. He has the world's cutest dog. And
Or just be like, you're a scumbag.
Yeah.
You are the
Exactly.
absolute worst person on earth. Next. You're a scumbag. You're even worse than that person. But Kai, I want you to tell everybody how they can actually, if even donate $1 or $2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell us.
Well, if you want to donate to the actual project that's going to be on Maui, Building Aloha Village, the link is www.gofundme.com/D1KZ80, and that's not a zero; it's an actual O. And that will, all the money that's raised on that page is going to actually build the prototype. So I have something to show people that they can.
yeah, here it is. Prototype micro houses for homeless.
Check this out. And it's really cool because I saw something like this done with shipping containers. Is that, I mean, I only glanced at your thing. To be honest with you, Kai, I just wanted to come in completely cold and hear your story. I didn't go on Facebook or the GoFundMe. Because I wanted to be mesmerized, which I have been.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that something that you can do? Is like take a shipping container, repurpose it, repurpose whatever you need repurposed. I saw blueprints for the pallet.
The shipping containers, they are easily converted. The thing I'm trying to get away from is like a lot of people don't want it looking like low rent.
Yeah.
With the micro houses, I plan on building these to be, modern, totally self-enclosed. They're going to have built-in septic, built-in water, solar power, so they can be totally off the grid. You just have to have the septic pumped out and the water filled up. They're going to look like real houses, with window boxes with flowers planted in them. They're going to have little porches, little awnings. They're going to look
great. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to look beautiful. And the community is going to be arranged in like cul-de-sac formation, with dirt trails instead of roads. Even I plan on putting in a water feature, a water fountain in the middle, so that it looks like a neighborhood. So that when people come in and see it, they're not seeing a dirty homeless shelter. They're not seeing a pile of cargo containers that people are sleeping in. About 20 years ago in New York, they had a program where they put in the concrete sewage pipes for homeless people to sleep in Central Park to keep them out of the weather. it didn't last very long because it became an eyesore. It became, places where, druggies and alcoholics went, and, it always smelled like pee. I'm trying to stay as far away from the minimal shelter amount type model as possible because, these are fellow human beings. They deserve, not just adequate, but appropriate shelter. They deserve the ability to prepare their own food, the ability to lock their doors so that they can keep their belongings safe. Someplace they know they can shower, shave, and get ready for work in the morning. And they know that it's going to be there when they get off work.
Yeah.
So I think this is a brilliant idea. This is something that they have to want this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a homeless situation, you have to want to do the work to keep it up. Yeah. And I think it's brilliant because that was part of the problem with the piping situation is that you got people who are like, oh, cool, place to crash, and let me just crap in the corner. Mm-hmm. And screw that. Somebody else will take care of that. And that's part of the problem with everything.
Yeah,
with
you
the
have
world.
to treat them like human beings and, give them some respect and some responsibility as well. You can't just say, here, this is the crap we give you. Do what you want with it.
Well, that's like, saying that homeless people sleeping are an eyesore. Well, yeah, you know what? Their life to them probably seems like an eyesore too because they're sleeping on the cold ground.
You think your eyes are getting sore looking at me?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
People need to realize that life isn't perfect, and it's definitely not perfect for everybody. So have a little.
And it could easily be them.
Yeah, have a little appreciation.
Like you said, one day you're good, the next day it could all be gone.
I think there's a stereotype for homeless people, and like sitting here and talking to Kai and hearing him speak, and all he's done since all this started for him. He's got a plan. He's so proactive. Like I think 9 out of 10 people would think, I can't be homeless.
Yeah, exactly.
I get that all the time.
Exactly.
This isn't how homeless people, like, he should, it's sad to say, but people think, he should be drunk, he should be dirty, he should be a drug addict.
He's got a smartphone. He's
got a GoFundMe page.
What's going on here? He's got internet access. He can't be homeless.
He can't be homeless.
He's more competent than a lot of the people I come in contact with.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And
I mean, he's got a plan to save the world here. Most of my friends have a plan to go get drunk tonight.
What happy hour?
They should be homeless.
Don't get me wrong. I still perpetuate the homeless stereotype and occasionally do go out and get drunk.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I am human. I live a normal, everyday life. I have plans to do bigger and better things, and I am doing something every single day to make sure that I'm doing something to enact that plan. That's the most important part to me is make sure that I'm getting closer to my goal every single day. There can't be a single day that I don't take a step forward.
It's amazing.
I love your attitude.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I wish more people were like you.
Yep.
I wish more people with homes were like
people who have so much more.
Yeah,
like
there are people out there that are just like, I gotta get up, and they're so unappreciative of everything that they've been given.
Oh yeah, we know a couple of them.
They'll still
We know a few of them personally. I'm not going to name any names, but we know a few.
Just text Ming, he'll tell you.
I don't think I need to tell it.
Rewind the show a little bit. You'll hear it.
Yeah, rewind the show a little bit.
I'd love to. We'll talk one-on-one, but I wasn't exactly in your position, but I'm looking at myself right now. Even as far back as like 3 years ago, when Sandy hit, two and a half years ago, we were essentially homeless. My house was damaged beyond
uninhabitable.
Repair. It was uninhabitable. We actually tried to habit it, and it was uninhabitable. But but for the grace of God, and I think that should be everybody should have that first and foremost in their mind, because one bad week, one bad day. Yep. And that's all it takes to destroy your life. Mm-hmm. One bad day. And how you choose to attack, your rebound shows exactly what you're made of.
I mean, and I was lucky enough when I was unemployed to have family and friends who were willing to help me out. Not everybody has that. Not everybody, I had, at the time when I was unemployed and needed to pay my car bill, I had a great boyfriend I was dating that paid my car bill for me. And, like you said, your wife left high and dry, not everybody has the best support system. But, I mean, you probably have a 10-time better support system now.
Yeah, honestly, my family is stuck by me, and they tried to dissuade me from taking this trip. And they were
I see that your mom's
terrified.
on your GoFundMe page.
Yeah, and, honestly, I've gotten 2 donations for $10 a piece, and one was a pity donation for my mom. So
I see that.
Well, I haven't done the best in fundraising so far, but I do have a couple ideas that you guys might be able to help me out with.
Sure.
I'm hoping that this helps. And actually,
Should help.
later on, absolutely, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
No, actually, tell us.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I have an idea for a comic book character called Homeless Man.
I
With
love
his
it.
sidekick bag lady protecting your streets from aluminum cans.
I love it.
Savannah's going to be put in there, too.
Yeah,
She's gotta be in there.
Savannah's got to be in there.
Yeah.
Savannah's saving
She's
the day.
actually going to be the hero of the story.
Yeah, she's gotta be. She
Bumbling
needs a
homeless
cape.
people, and
She
then
needs a cape.
she's going to be like saving them from everything.
She talks and runs things, right?
Yeah.
Savannah the homeless hound. How's that sound?
Oh,
There
I like
you
that.
go.
You could tell she runs the show.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Just bring it to the operation.
Yeah, she's got that face on her.
So, is there a way to support your journey personally?
My journey personally, I do have a PayPal card attached to my PayPal account.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to donate to me personally, you can use my PayPal email address.
Which
It's
is?
THEKHIMAN@yahoo.com.
The Kai
Hi,
Man.
man.
At
love
Yahoo.
it.
Love it.
The Kai. Say that again.
THEKHIMAN@yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com.
I love it.
And you'll take anything.
Yeah.
You a dollar.
50 cents.
What have you got?
Yeah.
Support the cause.
Anything and everything helps.
Awesome. So, and now we're going to bring you in.
hold on.
Oh, boy. You have some big shoes to fill.
Hold on, I did want to ask one thing. Now, you say you've hitchhiked. Like hitchhiking is alive and well now here in 2014.
Yes and no. Truckers are no longer allowed to pick up hitchhikers.
Right.
Their insurance won't carry them,
Okay.
and they can get fined at way stations
Sure.
and stuff like that. I did it primarily by hitchhiking rest area to rest area, and I'd put up a sign that said, "Going to, need ride and food."
Okay.
Now, I would eat like a king in a rest area. People would be dropping off sandwiches and stuff and, giving me money here and there. But anytime I had that sign up that said need ride and food, I'd never get a ride.
Okay, just food though.
Just food and money.
Okay, yeah, the ride thing, it's dangerous these days.
Yeah.
correct? For you and for...
Well, mostly it was like, I'd love to give this guy a ride, but I don't want to support him the entire trip.
Right.
So when I'd actually want to leave the rest area, I would hold up a sign that said need ride to next rest area.
Oh. Okay, and that's the key.
Yeah. So you can travel that way very comfortably. You can eat really well. You can get where you're going, or even if you're not going anywhere, it's a great way to live homeless. I was introduced to that in Eugene, Oregon, by Boxcar Joe. If you follow my Facebook page, he's way down at the beginning of the trip. But yeah, he taught me how to travel across country and actually make a living doing it. You don't have to stay in one city. You don't have to, be the homeless vagrant on the corner.
Right.
You can just travel and live the gypsy life,
Yeah.
as he put it. So.
But he's Boxcar Joe.
He's Boxcar Joe.
I love
yeah.
Boxcar Joe.
It's alive and well. Calling people like Boxcar Joe. Did he play a banjo?
No, he played harmonica.
Yes. All right.
That was my question.
All right. He wasn't one of them highfalutin dudes who's got a banjo.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Gotcha.
just a pocket harmonica.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
was
good.
it people from all walks of life who would take you from rest area to rest area? Was there maybe one
Yeah,
particular people? They were a little more adventurous, I assume.
Primarily, actually, like a family would pick me up in a minivan, like with you know, the husband, wife, and kids. And I'm thinking it was to distract the kids for a little while. You're on a 3,000-mile trip with the kids screaming. You know,
Dog!
we gotta put somebody in the back with them. But yeah, it was
Floating crap game, you know, the whole 9 yards. All right, kids, Papa needs a new pair of shoes. Give them to me.
But yeah, I mean, it was really amazing traveling cross country like that. I got picked up by single people traveling across country just looking for company.
Sure.
Couples, you know, they'd stop at the rest area and they'd ask me my story and they'd be like, "Oh, we got to give him a ride."
Yeah.
Apparently, I'm the bravest person in the world. I get people telling me that you're so brave. I'm like, no, see, bravery is something you do by choice. You have a choice to run or stand. There's not really a choice here. There's a direction, and you can keep existing. No, the goals and stuff, you know, that's not bravery. That's just common sense. That there is a problem, and you have the solution available to you. You might as well solve it. You got nothing better to do. But yeah, I don't think bravery has a part to play in it. I'm not out here because I'm brave and facing my fear. I'm out here because I have to be.
Right.
No, but I think this is a choice. Because you could have curled up into a ball and died.
You could have given up.
Yeah.
So there's a certain amount of... You're demurring a little bit.
Stayed in the alley.
That's a hell of a lot warmer than it was last night.
Exactly.
That's sure.
But you could have given up back then and just, you know, that is pretty brave.
I would have died in Maui.
Now you're living.
Yeah, now I'm living.
Look where you are.
You know.
Yeah, there's so much more life than I think anyone else I've ever met.
Yeah.
Look where you are. This is awesome.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, you guys are
At
my
the table.
heroes.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
I'm
thank
at
you.
the table.
Now you're mine.
You know?
I got to be honest. It's a ballsy move. Not too many people would have chosen to confront your homelessness the way you've done.
And travel the country.
And
that's amazing in
Yeah.
itself.
And you've been to Disneyland. I've never been to Disneyland.
Really, right?
I've never.
You have to go
I've been to
and
Smithsonian.
get the Mickey Mouse ears.
Of course.
Very
Actually, I've
important.
gotten
Ginger
Mickey
loves
Mouse.
Disney.
I'm all about Disney. So
Okay.
you won me there.
In the comic, you should swim from Maui to the States.
I think that would be-
Yeah.
That would
Towing people behind you.
the bed
With Savannah. Savannah's towing people.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that the origin story from my
God,
GoFundMe
it's right
page,
there.
that should be for the comic book. You know,
Of course.
Homeless
That'd be
man.
awesome.
The sidekick bag lady.
I love it.
You met up with her in the States because, she's not that strong a swimmer.
Were there any times during your journey you're fearful for your life? Have you been robbed?
Or fearful
I mean,
for Savannah.
Has any?
Yeah.
Savannah, there's been a couple of times I've been fearful for her, mostly because she is not a leash dog.
Yeah.
And when I stay in rest areas at night, she'd get up, go to the bathroom, and people would assume that this is a loose dog, this is an escaped dog, and they would pick her up. And I was always scared that they weren't going to see me, or she was going to go jump in their car, and I was going to lose her.
No jumping.
But she doesn't go far from me. If people try and take her away from me, she does get nippy with them, and she will.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Oh, is that why she's nipping me? Because she knew
Coming
up with me, baby.
Mike
Crazy
Zapcic
thought.
is already imagining like wrapping her up. And giving her some kids.
Get her in the sweatshirt.
Doggy burrito.
There goes that idea.
But yeah, I have I had a guy try to rob me one time.
You're back with me.
He had a knife. Savvy went off on him. He looked down at the dog.
Savannah, your dog.
Savvy, I love it.
Call it Savvy for short. But he looked down at the dog, and I slapped his hand and knocked the knife out. And I went like this, kind of just.
You're big.
And,
Yeah.
You squared off on him,
Yeah,
and
I
he
squared
ran.
off on him, and he ran. Yeah,
Good.
but
Jackass.
Yeah,
I know,
really.
right?
If he's one of our listeners, stop listening to us.
Yeah.
Jackass.
But and honestly, who in the hell would rob a homeless guy? I'm like, okay, first off, I've got nothing of value. You're not getting my cell phone, and I mean, honestly,
And don't go near my dog.
yeah, don't go near my
Stay away from
dog.
the dog.
I could tell he wasn't in his right mind, like targeting a homeless guy, and I mean, a cheesy like plastic knife from a hardware store. Plastic handle, flip blade, like it's like 2 inches long. I'm like, yeah, even if you did stab me with it, chances are you're not going to be able to reach any vital organs.
Yeah. Nothing I can't handle. I've been through it all. Nothing can handle.
Bastard, scrape me! I'm taking you out for that scrape.
That could be your first comic book. You know, how a homeless man defends himself against
Perfect.
crazy guy with the little plastic knife.
Stabby John.
Actually, I still have the knife in my backpack.
Just in case.
You got it?
Yeah,
And you took it.
It's it's a little tactical folding knife, you know. It's not a... Yeah, I slapped it out of his hand. I squared off against him. He ran. I'm like, well...
Might as well take the knife. Free knife.
God gave me this for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been afraid to actually take it out of my backpack because, like, I've had some run-ins with the police in my life, and not actually like bad run-ins while I've been like homeless on this trip, but I've been tased 3 times in my life. Yeah, I know, just stupid. It turns out, like, you know, cops don't like it when you get in their face, and no matter how right I was...
That's a good life lesson right there.
And I was lucky he chose to use the taser.
Yeah. Well, I'm really glad that you didn't say, like, one thing I've learned is I like being tased. You know, that's,
I didn't know where that was going for a second. I was like,
The second time I was tased, like, I'm up in the cop's face, and then he reaches for the taser, and, like... I am holding my hand up over my butt. I don't know why, but I'm trying to run away from him, going, "Don't you tase me, fucker! Don't you tase me!" He catches me and tases me. They love it when you call him fucker, by the way.
Yeah.
Again.
Sorry, am I allowed to say that?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah, we curse all the time.
Yeah, this is podcasting, not FCC rules.
Was there one part of the country where you found the homeless problem to be more rampant than others?
Florida, they've had the most press response, and they're brutal down there.
Yeah, I know. They've an influx of people who are like, God damn it! If I'm going to be homeless,
that was warm. Yeah,
that was
a smart thing to do.
That was one of my options when I was choosing whether to be homeless for the rest of my life or to do something about my problems. And that was like, all right, I can probably grab a Greyhound. I'm like, that was probably the the barrier right there is like, all right, I'm drawing the line in the sand on a Greyhound. Okay, I'm not doing that again. So, it's an option and it's actually quite attractive because you can live on the beach.
Yeah.
And you get those visions of being the skipper and Gilligan and hanging out, and I'll catch my own dinner. It's like, no, it's just...
Is that what you were thinking of?
Shit, yeah.
Were you here in Jersey?
Oh, yeah, I was here in Jersey.
Okay.
No, I was in Florida.
Yeah, you don't want to eat the fish out of the bay.
I was going to say, you don't want to catch your own dinner.
No, I'm not here, yeah.
Yeah, 3 eyes, it looks like the Simpsons.
Yeah, exactly.
So, that's, I would assume that. But we have there's a camp actually down in Lakewood.
It's still there?
It's still there. Tent City.
Okay.
It's still there. It's actually in the weird New Jersey last year.
It was,
year. So, there's a reverend down there. And I'm not saying you should go down there by any stretch, but if you're curious, go take a look. There are buses that run down.
I was going to say, if you're hanging around till New Year's anyway, you might as well check out some of the local...
Check out the local wildlife.
Yeah.
And
this is Jersey, so there's some serious wildlife here.
Is it a heavy drug and alcohol area?
No, it's actually... I don't think they have any rules against it, but anyone who's living there,
and I run into that a lot. People think that they're like drug infested alcohol camps and stuff, but no, people that have the tent cities and stuff, they're very strict about that. That they don't want that kind of people around there.
Right.
Not only because there are families living there, but because if it gets bad with the drugs and alcohol, the cops are going to be down there.
You're getting kicked out.
Everybody out.
The mayor's going to get involved in the whole 9 yards. So there's actually a reverend who started this. He actually became homeless as well. And most people do assume it's just, hey, it's drugs and alcohol. And for a lot of people it is. And there's some mental health issues as well. And that's, for me, it's always been, why in the fuck are we not putting at least some money towards this? And you know what? helping people out, because there are people who can adjust. All you have to do is adjust your meds.
Yeah.
And you know what? You can live a happy life.
Yeah.
So, and we know a couple of those people too. So,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
we're not going to name names. So,
Are there the pronouncing these 10 cities? Were you able to, are they in every major city? Were you able to? Did you seek them out?
I haven't actively sought them out. I'm a lot less brave than people say I am.
Okay.
I try and avoid like the bad neighborhoods.
Sure.
But I do actively seek out homeless people. I try and get at least one interview everywhere I go.
Yeah.
I put it up on my Facebook page to show a general idea of this is what homeless people are like in this part of the country. And it turns out that everybody's similar everywhere. It's not even a homeless or housed. It's that these people are just like you and me everywhere in the country. They're just in a different situation.
Yeah.
You know?
And where's your Facebook page?
That is Homeless Kai's Adventures in Wonderland, and it's spelled Kai on there. It's the
Okay.
Hawaiian spelling.
Okay, but you spell your name K or KHI.
KHI
Okay.
is how I spelled it before I arrived in Hawaii.
Okay. Almost Kai's Adventures.
I liked it.
What is Kai?
Wonderland.
What does Kai mean?
It's
Wonderland.
Wander, not wonder.
wander.
Okay, Wonderland.
Wonderland.
Wander.
It's spelled wrong, and everybody gives me shit about that. I'm like, no, it's
You're not getting
spelling.
it. You're
It's
not getting it. Yeah.
And I'm the one that's homeless.
Yeah, exactly. You're not
moron.
understanding this.
I get called an idiot a lot, especially up here, like in New York area and stuff. They're like, you came up here voluntarily. Why aren't you in Florida where it's warm, you idiot?
Or when you tell them you're from Hawaii, they're
Yeah.
probably like, what?
Why the
Why are
hell
you here?
Why would you come out here?
Unbelievable.
I didn't intend on arriving here in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
I
just
really
kinda
thought the
happened.
timing would go different. It took me 6 months to get to Florida from Seattle, Washington. Yeah.
Did you kind of have like a timetable?
I kind of had a timetable that this would be a year-long trip, but it was going to be like I just timed differently, I guess, because I wanted to try and hit all 50 states.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't work out that way. It turned out it takes a lot longer to get through certain places
Sure.
and shorter through others, and
And shit happens, right?
yeah, and shit happens. So yeah, just hitting like the key target,
course I do.
like demographic areas, and places on my bucket list. But
And how did this one? How did we wind up on your list?
oh man, okay. We have a night at the local bar in Kihei,
Okay.
Hollies, for comic book men.
Oh, really?
With Walking Dead,
Seriously?
comic book men,
Okay.
and Monday's gay night.
Okay. So we're all rolled into one.
So there you go. That's why the mostly heterosexual man. That was
that's
that
where
pronouncement
that came from.
before. Yeah,
That's where that came from.
I'm only gay on Monday nights, boys and girls. That's 2 for 1.
After comic book men.
No. There's a time when when I'm feeling a little like I want to go out and have a drink, and it turns out that if you go to a straight bar, there's no chance of anybody buying a guy a drink.
He's got the angles covered.
Wow.
Wait, is this something you learned from Boxcar?
Boxcar Joe.
Boxcar Joe, yeah.
Continues to
I love Boxcar.
And sometimes
Guys
Boxcar
will buy you
Josephine.
drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Mondays.
I love
But
it.
as it turns out, not every woman at a gay bar is an actual woman.
No. Funny how that works,
Yeah.
right? Crazy.
Like-
Technically, it should be Transvestite Tuesdays, but what are you gonna
Who's keeping track?
do? Well, me.
Yeah.
Ain't going there on Tuesday.
This guy right here.
Yeah, the closer I get to really drunk, the like more I'm willing to accept it. We start out as
we're going with it. We're going
I
with
think
it.
you're attractive. I don't swing that way, but I'll hang out with you. To you're pretty. I like you.
Sounds like a guy who's got life just figured out.
Yeah. We all kind of were like, wow, I didn't think of that. All
Yeah.
right, if we go to a gay bar, they'll buy us drinks.
There you go.
There we go.
You're very Dao Kai. I like that. Life is a river, you go
Tao
with
of
it.
homelessness.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Resourceful.
Actually, there's your book,
Yeah.
The Tao of Homelessness.
Yeah.
Actually, and not to I actually have to start working in a couple minutes. But I invited Joe and Ginger here because
Just Joe and just Ginger.
Yeah.
just Joe and just Ginger here. Because they're about to become neighbors of ours and very close neighbors.
Okay.
Yeah.
They are opening up 2 restaurants here in Red Bank. Catch, which was the old Blue Water Seafood. And for any of you out there, it's obviously a seafood restaurant. Okay, get that? And what's near and dear to our hearts, the bar and restaurant named Gotham.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotham has a Batman theme to it.
No shit.
No shit.
Holy crap! I would have never guessed that
Holy
one.
crap, Batman.
We did have a bartender come in the other day, though, and tell us how she told all her friends it is not a Batman-themed bar. Because they were asking her, and she said, no, why would it be a Batman-themed bar?
Is she fired?
I don't... That's up to the boss. I kind of was like, well, use your head. But I was like, all right.
Well,
what would you think
it's
it would
not
be?
exactly thrown in
She
your
might have
face.
just said,
I want
Yeah.
It's very
we
subtle.
don't want nerds there.
Yeah, exactly. We want the nerds.
I want the nerds
We want
there.
the nerds.
I'm a big giant nerd. It's like I can't believe like
Everybody else
I'm
got
gonna
a
be
bar.
leaving my wife.
I
Yeah.
was just saying, Doctor Who is a bar in Brooklyn. You know,
Yeah.
why can't Batman have a bar in Red Bank?
We've got, there's down in Houston, Texas, was Neil's Bar, BAHR, and it's a geek-themed bar.
that.
It is awesome. It is a fantastic bar, and that's what you want the geeks in there because the
Yeah.
geeks don't start shit.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
It's the testosterone-laden
Yeah, you get fights at a sports
Exactly.
bar.
Exactly.
You're not gonna
Right,
get fights
the-
at a nerd bar.
the guys who are
Fights at a nerd bar are completely different. They're all on like paper with like
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
I got my dice.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
got a 16 sided dice going. All right. Yeah, I'm
Well,
right.
I was just saying, you
dickweed.
just like hand them a Rubik's cube and see who can finish
Yeah, they're
it.
like, yeah, I can do this faster. I won this in 6th grade, all right?
Exactly.
Right.
Flexing them
In your
nerd muscles.
description there, thinly veiled Batman little references.
Yes.
But I mean, I think the point is you don't want to get sued by DC Comics, so that's you got to keep it
Yeah, we
under the
gotta
radar a
keep it
little
down.
bit too.
Not just that. I don't want anyone who's not into comic books or not a big Batman fan, want to put it aside because they think it is like they're going to go in there and just Batman's all over the place.
Right.
Yeah.
Like don't get me wrong, there are big hints of Batman in there that are in your face, and then there are just little hints, something, things that aren't crazy, things that if you're a real Batman fan, you could appreciate because you'll notice them, but the people around
Yeah,
you
a couple of the drinks are named after certain things.
Oh, nice.
Not in your face. What was
Yeah.
the one that you named?
Well, there's a good amount of them that have little hints, unless, like I said, unless you've watched the movies, unless you're big
Yeah.
into the comics.
Yeah, like I didn't know what it was, and then he's like, "Don't you remember in the movie when so and so said this?" And I'm like, "Oh."
You gotta have a villain room.
I was also going to say
We have an apartment
they've got some
upstairs.
stuff.
along with that, is there going to be corruption in the back? Like, like all the Red Bank gangsters are going to do like their dirty
Imitation
business.
gambling tables
Right?
and stuff.
We do have wanted posters of some of the villains
Really?
that are
That's
in
so
one of the
cool.
showcases.
That's
So we have
awesome.
like some Harley Quinn, some Joker.
I've seen some stuff. I've
Yeah.
seen some
Hollow
shit,
pot.
Ming.
Alright.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Shit's going
Oh,
down.
you talked to Fish Mooney in the back.
Fish Mooney, yeah.
Yeah,
we were
exactly.
talking
Like,
about.
as long as there's like corruption in the back and like people possibly getting their asses kicked in the alleyway, I'm fine with this idea.
Yeah, it's all
Well,
good.
the
We
good
got it
thing is,
covered.
like, you go out the back, and to get to Mechanic Street, you kind of have to walk down an alleyway.
Yeah.
Nice.
So shit could go down.
So
Yeah.
you could get shot. I
love
and
it.
Your
There
wife
is.
could lose her pearls.
Exactly.
So
There's some thrill. There's a little bit of thrill in
I
there.
love it.
My
I love
son's about
it.
to become an orphan, and I don't have a fortune though. Thank God he's a genius, but I don't have the Zapcic family fortune.
Yeah.
behind
No,
me,
the
so.
ultimate thing. Correct me when I'm wrong. Is upscale as an upscale whiskey and bourbon bar.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
That's what
It's
she was
designed after like a prohibition style bar. So we have
Speakeasy.
speakeasy.
That's
we have
excellent.
50 plus bourbons, whiskeys, a ton. Like,
Had me at whiskey.
yeah.
You had me a
yeah.
bourbon. You had me a bourbon.
That's where the Wayne family fortune came from.
Yeah.
Bootlegging.
And I mean, it was kind of be a cool place where Bruce Wayne would come and hang
Exactly.
out as Bruce Wayne.
Definitely.
Exactly.
And it's also going to be a gallery. So we have a whole bunch of really cool artists that have, we have like Bill Mack, Peter Max is going to be there. We have a whole bunch of things. And actually, Bill Mack did a sculpture for us of Batwoman. So she's going to be
That's
showcased.
amazing.
And she's on a pedestal, I suppose.
Yeah.
I put her up there.
I was just saying, she
She's
showed
on a
me.
pedestal, but the pedestal is covered in old Batman comics. And then she's got a cape and everything, so she's going to be kind of a focal point too.
So when is the opening of this? Because we're all expecting an invite.
Yeah, I want.
I already told Mike last night. I would love to have you guys down there. We're going to do a friends and family night before we open.
Yeah, you got to be on.
It would be great to have you guys all come down and check it out before anybody else really gets to.
I mean, we're there.
Yeah, I'm there.
I know. This is the first time I'm meeting Ming.
Yes.
And I saw your Instagram when you had taken the picture in front of Gotham, in front of the Batmobile, and I told you it'd be great, to have you guys down there. So we've always been a big fan of the show. Like, I've turned her into a giant comic geek as well.
Thank you. She comes in rolling in with the Harley Quinn shirt.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn shirt.
I have an array of comic book shirts now.
Yeah, an array of comic book shirts. She actually, she does have a Batman tattoo.
I do.
All right. Well, I mean, we like.
You realize
Notice they're not inviting you to see it, man.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it.
That's after.
Because you have converted a beautiful woman into a comic book fan. You are a hero to millions.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously. That's
Figured it out.
amazing,
Now
Joe.
Figure it out. How long has this idea been in the works?
We started doing it pretty much. It's crazy. It wasn't
spring.
Yeah, it came along last spring. My partner had given me a call. I have two partners, great guys, Ted Cutson, Colin Dudick, and they're partners with me and Ginger, of course. But Ted had given me a call not too long ago, I would say in April, and it's the old Hamilton Jeweler space.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the landlord had showed him around. He's like, oh my God, the place is beautiful. Why don't you come and take a look at it and see if you'd like to do something there? So we rushed down there. We checked it out. Obviously, it's actually, gorgeous inside there. So we decided to take the space. I've been wanting to do a Prohibition style bar for a long time. I just think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah.
And then we were thinking of names, and I'm a huge Batman fan. And my bartender came to me and he's like, I'm gonna name. I have a name, but I can't believe you haven't thought of it. And
we were going through a whole bunch. We were thinking like the Gala. Then we were trying to think of like really out there names.
Right.
And our bartender is actually one of his best friends, and he kind of looked at him and was like, "Is this a joke? Are you guys really trying to think of a name right now?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's not coming to us because we have a bar in Pier Village as well." And that one came to us real quick.
Which one is that?
Indulge.
Oh, Indulge. Okay.
Indulge.
I'm a big fan of Indulge.
Yeah?
I've never been there.
Oh, Indulge.
I need to go.
Yeah, Indulge is good. Good happy hour.
I was in Indulge about 3 weeks ago. I ran there was a Rook run.
Yeah. Oh, we had the Rook run after.
We had the after party.
I had a little after party in Indulge.
Yeah.
So
that one kind of like came to us real quick, and then with this one, his friend just looked at him and was like, "Really?" And we're like, "What?" He's like, "Gotham."
Now,
and we all were like, it was like an epiphany.
Do you think the show kind of stole like the name from you guys?
No, because the show was in the works.
Yeah.
When he came up with the name, but I didn't care. Like I thought it was awesome that a Gotham show was.
Yeah.
And one of our bar guests.
I love anything comic book related. So like Gotham, The Flash. I was a huge fan of Smallville. Yeah. So to me, I thought it was great, and it was even that much better because we'd be going into like the city and there's the giant Gotham poster. And I'm like, it's just funny to me. Like it's
the name of your bar.
The name of our bar. Yeah, it's awesome.
One of our bar guests, her brother-in-law is actually the producer of Gotham, the TV show. So when we were like starting our Gotham, she was like, when is it opening? When is it opening?
Yeah.
They want to have the premiere at Gotham. And we were like, how cool would that have been if we were open in time? But we weren't.
That's why I said season 2.
Yeah, I was going to say season 2.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we got to ask
Maybe
her to call
Fish
her
Mooney will
brother-in-law.
be making a little
nice.
surprise over there.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, I want to thank Sam and Ming for letting me crash
Sure.
your
Yeah.
party.
Always.
I have to open the store.
Open the store.
You guys
Jump-
hang out.
Jump back here if there's no
Please,
one in.
Thank you so much for being
Thank
on.
you.
Keep
so
going.
much, Mike.
You and Kai, you got stuff
Yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah. Do you have a projected opening date? I know it's I know how these things are.
No, yeah,
where
we're
it's-
just about there. We were actually going to open last Friday, get the rest of our inspections, but we laid down the floor that we weren't too crazy about. So they're redoing the floor.
Yeah.
So we should get the rest of our inspections Thursday. And then we could, as soon as I put bottles on the shelves, that's probably when we're going to do our friends and family. So it could be Friday, it could be Saturday, it could be Sunday. It's kind of tough.
You're this week?
Yeah, it could be the end of the week.
Dude, I'm there.
Have you been in there? Have you looked
I've
around?
never been in there.
Oh, you'll have to go over.
Okay.
Go check it
Oh,
out.
we would love
you
to
can see our
come check it
Batman
out.
display.
Yeah, no, I'm like totally down for this.
Yeah,
This is
you'll have to
great.
come over.
I mean, a lot of people come in here, obviously.
Of
and
course.
right now, we only send them to 2 places: Surf Taco next door and Yes
is
We Kids down the
awesome.
street. And now it's going to be 3. So.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
We appreciate
so cool.
that. This is so crazy for me, for us. Like I said, we watch the show all the time. We see you guys sit at the table.
You're neighbors, though. We're in the same town.
Well,
we're friends now. So.
And that's the biggest thing. What I told her when I was coming in here, I see Walt here. I see you always busy back here. But everyone's super nice. Like
Yeah.
you see people on TV and then you meet them,
Yeah.
and they're not
always
the
like
characters
that.
they play,
Yeah.
and like. Everyone in here is the character. Like as you see
Except
them on
Walt.
TV,
Walt's a lot happier on the show than he actually is in person. He's kind of like a miserable, grumpy curmudgeon.
see when I see Walt, like I'm friendly to everyone. It's
Yeah.
it's just my nature. But like everyone is just super friendly back.
Yeah.
Like Mike, Mike had came into Gotham one day, and I was showing him around, he was giving me some ideas of what we have. One showcase that I told him this is my showcase. I'm putting Batman stuff in
Yeah.
here. Whether
Yeah.
you guys like
This
it or
is
not,
all mine.
This is it.
Yeah, it was like Joe's little thing.
He came in and he had checked it out. We had talked a little bit, and then he came back a few days later, and he had an old cow that you guys had that he let me use to put in the showcase. And I just thought, like, wow, that was awesome. Like, people don't do things like that, and
Yeah.
it was really cool. So.
Yeah, I just got a request from Will Wilkins. So we're talking to Joe and Ginger, who are opening up a lounge down the street called Gotham, and they're comic book geeks. So we love having another business to send people to, where
that's
where where we know it's cool.
Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you.
Now we know this town. We've had this business in this town for 15 years. We know they can be notoriously a lot of red tape. Has there been any problems with the town?
No,
just getting it open.
The township themselves has been like overly welcoming. Like,
okay, that's good.
Yeah, like the inspectors are super nice. The head inspector, I don't think I should.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to say
Yeah,
any names, but yeah.
When it came to opening catch, he was in there. He let us know everything we needed to do. He came, he'd inspect, he'd let us know what needed to be changed. He was super available. We'd give him a call. He's text my partner, wished him best of luck. He's just
that's great.
Everyone in the town has been super nice to us.
Yeah, even when we went to a board meeting. They had a board meeting before we were open. We had to get approval and stuff.
Yeah.
There was some chatter that we were going to be a type of bar that wouldn't have been as welcoming to go to.
I think I read something like that where there was rumble. Someone maybe a competing business. I don't know. They always try to start rumors like, oh, this is going to be bad for the town because
they tried to say it was like going to be a strip club or something, and we were like, what? So we had to go to this board meeting and explain to them like, no, we're not looking.
We're actually aiming at nerds.
Yeah, we're trying to just do this like art gallery bar thing.
Right, it's going to be cool. We're not.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. So we had to like kind of clarify some things with them, and at the end of the board meeting, what I thought was so cool is every single, I guess, councilman there shook our hand, told us we can't wait to be there.
Oh, cool.
We're
Okay.
so happy
Fantastic.
for you guys. And I remember we left and we were just kind of like, wow, that was really like crazy. I thought they were going to be these
super nice.
uptight, like, oh, another bar.
Yeah,
They
this is
were
really
really
good
cool.
for the town. Our friend Ken, who opened yesterday's down the street, he had to sit in front of the board. Somebody started a rumor that
Yeah.
that there are going to be hoodlums in there.
Oh, yeah.
and this is going to be bad for the town. And we found out.
What's funny is like when you walk up and down Broad Street, there are so many empty businesses. You would think that the people in town would just want people to be filling them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But they're like a lot of the people in town, that run the businesses aren't exactly the nicest people.
No.
But the people who go to their businesses are like, sweethearts.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it's really cool.
I was walking. First of all, I think Red Bank is a beautiful town. It's all decorated. It's Christmas time. I come out the door and I'm looking
Yeah.
around. I'm like, wow, it's
gorgeous.
Yeah,
It's
it's
beautiful.
just great
Yeah.
here. It's just it's a place like that I wanted to be when I wasn't here, and now when I enjoy coming to Red Bank.
Yeah.
Like there's so much to do down here, and there's a lot of good people and a lot of good businesses down here.
When I first got my license, which was like 13 years ago, I would actually drive on weekends down to Red Bank. There was this like hippie store on Monmouth called Faith's Aura that I used to go to. It has since closed, but I mean, it was funny because every weekend I would drive down and
like your thing.
just like walk around. And it's funny because like now I live here and I work in the area, and I'm like, how ironic,
Yeah, this is like-
from 13 years ago, just driving down on weekends, it would take me like a good 30, 40 minutes
yeah.
depending on which way I came to get here. And, now
It's definitely an attraction spot too. Like I know, speaking of like Christmas time stuff, I was buying him a Christmas present and I was ordering it off somebody who was hand making something.
Yeah.
And we were going back and forth and he said, oh, I noticed your shipping address is, we live in Tinton Falls, New Jersey. And he goes, is that near Red Bank? And I said, actually it is. We're opening a bar. And he's like, I'm a nerd on this. I said, oh, we're opening a bar called Gotham. And he goes, get out. I'm going to the stash in 2 weeks. I'll have to stop by.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, they're our
Totally.
neighbor. And
There you
so
go.
but I was like, oh, it's so cool that this, I think he was from Maryland or somewhere. But he was like, oh, I'm actually planning a trip there in 2 weeks. We're coming to Red Bank. I'm like, look at that. Like,
There
little
you
tiny
go.
town, and they're coming here. So it's really cool.
Yeah, I think your place is sorely needed in this town.
Yeah.
I mean, there are bars here,
Yeah.
but I don't really have one that I'm like, let's meet there.
Yeah, like their spot.
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
like I mean, for lack of choices, usually I'll go to like the Dublin House because I watch soccer, and they're like literally the only place in New Jersey.
They're a really cool place too.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
they're
cool.
cool.
Plays soccer, but the problem with there is they get filled with, and they have the outside bar, especially
Yeah.
during the summer, with like douchebags.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
like fist pumping, like let's go hang out at the bar.
And you're like, I'm here to watch soccer.
Yeah, I'm
Please.
like it's 10 in the morning, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, come on.
be hungover somewhere else.
Go to DJ's.
Yeah, like something like that. And I mean, you know, yeah, pretty much.
No thanks.
I am a geek.
He's
but I
from
enjoy,
Staten Island,
I enjoy
sorry.
DJs every once in a while.
Every once in a while is fine. Every night is a completely different story.
He might have been an every nighter.
DJs, no thank you. I don't want to get the measles. There was a measles outbreak
You're
there
right.
last
There
summer.
was. There
Oh,
was.
There was.
Not at Gotham. Gotham
No.
measles
No,
free.
Gotham is measles free,
Measles
mumps
free.
free, whatever else you can come up with. It's free.
I can't wait. I'm going to celebrate every big moment of my life at Gotham.
That's what I
Both of
Awesome.
us will.
Yeah.
And you know, we're very accommodating as well, whether it's you, Ming, or just about anything. Like,
Oh, I
when
get.
people-
You'll let me in?
yeah,
Like, sorry,
absolutely.
you're bad.
VIP.
But you know, a lot of times people come in and they enjoy the place. But if we're missing something, whether it's a wine, whether it's a beer, whether it's a spirit, you know, we love suggestions because that just makes things better. And
Black St. Peter.
Black St. Peter.
It's a red wine.
Okay.
Black St. Peter. It's just like my throwing it out
You know
there.
what? I'm gonna keep it in a bottle downstairs. Just
He does that. Like, even at Indulge, like, that's always been Joe's thing. Like, if people come in and they're like, they drink a certain things, I can't tell you how many random bottles we'll find in, like, liquor
what's
in there.
it's so
And we'll be
St.
like,
Peter,
what?
that's
Yeah, we'll be like, what is this? And he'll be like, oh, so-and-so drinks that. And I'm like, who is that? Oh, you know, the nice guy with the mustache. I'm like,
Just so you know, if a slightly tall man with a lightly white spot comes in and wants to drink my Black St. Peter, he's not allowed.
that's
Is
fine.
that your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
not
okay, well.
allowed.
He's not allowed to drink that. Okay. Remember
I'll just
that.
tell him I'm
a light
sorry.
spot.
He's literally texting right now.
Light spot on his head.
Sam, I think he's literally texting right now to get
Yeah,
you a Black
yeah.
St. Peter. This
Well, that's
better-
how we remind you. Like, that's how we remember people. We'll be like, oh, you know the guy with like the one crooked eye? He drinks so and so, and we all know, like at the bar. We know what we're talking about.
I hope I'm not known as the girl with the crooked eye.
No.
Yeah, well, that's what I do every time I got to.
We won't know until you come to Gotham and get a feel for you a little bit. When,
I mean, after a few drinks, this guy, you know, he's a little like, oh,
Yeah,
you're
he might
me, my eye gets like a little wonkier.
a wandering eye.
So, real quick, did you say 50 bourbons?
Yeah,
Is that what you
something
said?
around 50 bourbons. Yeah,
That's crazy. I didn't even know that 50 existed.
I didn't either.
You would
until
be
told me.
surprised how many bourbons and different kind of spirits there are out
Yeah.
there. Like 50,
It's amazing.
and that's just like if I would have had enough room because like I need room for other bottles too.
Yeah.
I could have put 150 bourbons.
I
on
went
there.
to in Philly. Yeah, Philly, and now they have one in. Well, they had one in Revel until it closed. The Village Whiskey.
Yes.
Yes.
When you walk in, literally, it's just a wall of whiskey.
Yeah.
And where else was I? I went to a bourbon bar in Brooklyn, and it was a long bar.
that's
And it was
awesome.
just like bottles of bourbon lining the entire
Bourbon's
place.
definitely making a huge comeback.
Yeah.
Like, people are drinking old fashions,
There's so-
Manhattans left and right.
So many browns like liquors and spirits are.
Yeah.
It's like everybody used to just drink vodka.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
all different types of flavored vodka. You know, then you have your Kettle One, your Grey Goose, and stuff like that.
And now you have like all the orange zest,
It's not-
whipped cream.
Oh, now
everything, like,
they have
cheapening
everything.
But it
flavor.
used to be cool to drink vodka and Patron. Now it's like people are getting away from there. They
Yep.
have to have. I need to drink a bourbon.
People
or
are
I
doing
need to drink a
Campari
scotch.
too.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, oh, take a
Campari.
Campari and soda.
Like,
I
whoa.
literally gagged when some woman ordered that for me last week. I was like, are you sure you want that?
Isn't that like- I thought that was like a mob drink.
It is.
It is
It's
a
a
mob drink,
grandma
yeah.
drink. It's not even. It's
Yeah.
rough. I don't know.
That's great. Bourbon's my drink, man. I've always
I-
What kind
celebrated.
of bourbon do you like?
Buffalo Trace, Knob Creek's one of my
Buffalo
favorite.
Trace.
Yep.
Well, we
big fans.
have the Buffalo Trace, and then I wasn't able to get the Pappy Van Winkle because they only give. I don't know if you're familiar with.
Oh,
Pappy
yeah,
Van
yeah.
Winkle.
Mhm.
They only give away like 6 in the state, but
Yeah,
I was
like
able
sell
to get
your
the
soul
Rip,
for it.
which
Yeah.
is a 10-year, which I was super excited about. So I definitely come in there. The Buffalo Trace is one of my favorite bourbons, and they say all Pappy really is Buffalo Trace, aged 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to get the. I don't know if you heard the story. A tornado ripped through one of their aging warehouses.
Yes.
I think it's a myth because I've heard like 5 different stories. I've heard that pallets were robbed. I heard the tornado story.
What's the Jameson? The big hawk came and took the barrel and like.
So I don't know how much I believe the Pappy
okay. I
stories,
didn't
if
didn't
it's
think
true,
of that.
Only because I've heard several different stories, and now it's all of a sudden the hottest thing you could get out there. And like, it's all a matter of taste. You could taste Pappy and taste something else, and I may love it and you may not love it.
Yeah.
But when it's sought after and everybody as soon as you tell people they can't have something,
they want it.
They want it.
They have to have it.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, especially when you tell someone they can't have it. Then they're like, well, what do you mean?
Do you have a background in this industry? Did you start?
we're partners in Indulge. Indulge has been around. It's just past our 2nd year.
Okay.
Before that, I've been working. I started off as a busboy at an Applebee's. I was a server, then I was a bartender. Then I bartended at another place in Pier Village. I was the general manager there for a little while, and then I opened Indulge. So I've been doing it for like about 16.
Yeah. Okay. So you have a wide. I mean, you lived this life.
Yeah,
yeah.
this life for a long time.
Plus, he has a lot of experience drinking.
Yeah, I was just saying.
No, you know
He
what?
goes to DJs, so I mean.
Exactly,
Yeah, right.
that kind of sealed the deal.
The funny thing is, and being a bar owner, like I've even indulged. Maybe in the 2 years I've been there, maybe I've had 6 drinks in that bar.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink when I'm at work. I don't allow my employees to drink. When I'm
unprofessional,
at work.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's just I think that's as unprofessional as it gets.
When we were opening Indulge, all the liquor companies, are giving us bottles to sample and try out and everything. And there was one point that our kitchen counter was just covered in bottles. And I remember we were sleeping one night, and I heard him get up at like 3 a.m. And I'm like, oh, he's whatever he's doing. And then all of a sudden I hear a martini shaker going. And I'm like,
I wasn't thirsty.
So all of a sudden I open the door. He's like, try this. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, just try it. So I try it. Yeah. So I just try it. And I'm like, oh my goodness, it tastes like a Girl Scout cookie. It tastes like the tag-along, the peanut butter. And he's like, that's what it is. He had opened the freezer and had a box of tag-alongs in the freezer. So he looked at the box of tag-alongs, looked at our counter.
Saw what you could create.
Saw what he could make. And now we have a tag-along martini.
At Indulge, 90% of the drinks on the menu are my drinks, my personal recipes, and then I have a great bartenders over there that help us out. Here at Gotham, I have a friend. Well, he works for one of the liquor companies, but now he's a good friend of ours. He's phenomenal. Like anything you want to know
he's a
about, like a
mixologist,
speakeasy style spirit or drink, he's just all about it. So he came in, helped us create the menu over there, and it's all like old school prohibition style cocktails, the Boulevardier, old school Sazerac, things with twist on it. It's just it's phenomenal what he was able to help us do. So
Now,
super excited.
Now,
about
as
that.
both your bars are a little more upscale.
Mm-hmm.
Does it bother you when people like walk in there and they're like, "Man, I just want like a Bud Light"?
No, absolutely not. Like, and that's why we come.
We love when people order a Bud Light. That is the easiest drink to make. We're like, here you go.
Me and my bartender Colin make a joke when people come to the bar, like, because I bartended for so many years, they'd be like, make me your favorite drink to make. No problem. I turn
And they
around,
serve beer.
grab a beer. That's my favorite drink.
Because you always get like the women who are like, oh, I want something that's strong, but doesn't
won't make
taste
me,
strong.
but won't make me fat.
But, right, I want it to be skinny. I don't like fruity. I don't like creamy. I don't like anything chocolate. So just make me something like that. And you just kind of like look at them like, have you ever had a
Here's
drink
a
before?
water for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's water with a lemon.
Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the bar next door actually might have that drink you're looking for. So you should head on over there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nah, you always get people who are indecisive, and they just they walk up to the bar and they know that you're the bartender, so they
really just want to inconvenience you.
They assume that no matter
I have the
what
same
they ask
feeling at work
for,
every day.
Yeah, no matter what they ask for, that you could produce something. So, and that's what being a good bar and a good bartender is all about.
Yeah.
So always happy to do it.
There you go.
It's fantastic. Were there any other bars you're modeling after, maybe, or taking influence from? Maybe do you go up to the city? There's a lot of
No, not to tell you the truth. There wasn't, because if you go to, we don't go to the city a lot. But there are, like, after I decided to open the place, I actually had met a gentleman at the Friars Club one night which is a whole nother story because we didn't belong there. We were just lucky enough to be
Yeah,
there.
you got
that was
in,
so
yeah.
Yeah, we're just
random.
lucky enough
Sharon
to be there.
Stone was standing next to me, and I didn't even know it was her.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's just
she gave me a compliment. I was like, oh, thanks.
So we had been talking to this gentleman, and he owns the Dead Rabbit in the city,
Yes.
Bathtub Gin, which are phenomenal. Like
Yeah.
the
World-renowned bars.
Right,
World
Bathtub Gin Speakeasy Bar in New York.
incredible speakeasy style bars. So, I did look at some of the stuff that they were doing, but my big thing is like, I don't want to do something else, someone else did.
Sure, of
I don't
course.
want to take an idea someone else had done.
Right.
I want to make my own idea. I want people to copy me. I don't want to copy other
others.
people.
Yep.
So, most of the stuff in there is stuff that we came up with ourselves. I didn't walk into a bar, look at a design, and was like, okay, I kind of want it to be like this.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like real old timey.
Right. Fantastic.
So you're not the kind of person who's like, I can do your job better than you.
Yeah, I'm gonna one up you. That's a great idea, so I'm gonna make it better.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Gotham opening up soon in Red Bank, as well as Catch. So eat at Catch,
Yeah,
Drink at Gotham.
Drink at Gotham.
There you go.
drink at Gotham. Give me a credit card. Leave the tab open permanently.
Yeah, there you go.
And I can't wait to get
I'm on
over there.
Ming's tab.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm on Ming's tab too, actually. Just you could wrap
throw
me
me
up.
on there too.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sam, do you have a favorite quote about drinking?
Do I have a favorite quote?
Do you?
about drink? Yeah.
Here's one from Hemingway. He said, "I drink to make other people more interesting."
Yes.
Okay.
I think that might be one of my favorites.
I don't know if I necessarily have a favorite that I can think of off the top of my head.
And Kevin took with this one. He used it in Tusk. Always do sober what you do drunk. That'll teach you to keep your mouth shut.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's definitely a good one.
But we're gonna send everybody over there.
That'd be
And,
Awesome.
we're homies now. So
No,
we'll
that's
help each
listen.
other
That's
out.
great. I hope you guys come in a lot.
We will. Do you have operating hours set, or you're thinking about? I guess it's just it'll change as as you figure it out.
We're gonna start.
The gallery is going to be open.
Yeah,
during
the
the
gallery
day.
I think will be open by 11:30, 12 o'clock the
Okay.
latest, and then the bar. You'll be able to get food and drink in there by the latest 3, 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Our food
And then-
menu is
yeah.
definitely awesome too.
Oh, I didn't think so. You're
Oh,
food in
yeah.
Yeah, we have
Some
Well,
crazy food is
Just
on
said
there.
the magic word.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. There's so many great restaurants in Red Bank that we're bar first, restaurant second.
Yeah.
So I try to put together a menu that food that they're full plates, they're not tapas style plates or anything like that. But when you're drinking, like things that you want to eat. So whether it's 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yes.
whether it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we have kind of like an all day diner style menu.
Yeah.
Not too crazy, like only 14, 15 items, but we have stuff like French toast dipped in Captain Crunch.
Bam, done. All right.
Yeah,
Say no
stuff-
more.
yeah.
We have all our burgers are Kobe burgers.
Candy bacon.
Yeah, we have candy bacon,
Bourbon maple
steak
syrup.
sandwiches. We have regular style appetizers
Yeah.
like wings and stuff
Sure.
like that.
We're going to
Well,
do shakes and egg creams.
Maybe we may not do the shakes, but we're going to do like egg creams and,
Okay.
and ice cream sodas. We have a cognac gelato that is just off the chart. There's
Bourbon ice
a
cream.
wild turkey bourbon ice
Holy
cream.
crap!
that's-
All right.
Yeah. So
All right.
he brought
yeah.
it home to try the other day, and I was like, "Wild turkey ice cream? Like, what is this?" And I opened it, and you could just smell the bourbon.
could
I was
smell
like,
the wild
"Mine.
turkey.
This is mine.
Done.
All
Yeah.
done."
Yeah, we're very
Holy
just
crap.
very, very excited.
Yeah, I
to
can't.
get it
I can't wait.
open
I can't
and
wait
done.
to come.
All right. Sam, we're known to be drinkers.
That's
Oh, yeah,
fine.
Good for you guys.
We got draft beer. We couldn't put a huge tap system in there. We got 8 different drafts, but
Right.
we got Carton, which is a local.
Yeah, local
place.
in Atlantic Highlands, Kane in
which
Ocean Township.
Kane, which is local. We got great beers like Chimay on there. The IPA, the what is it? Doggyfish.
Yeah, Dogfish.
90
Yep, 90-minute IPA.
So, and the most important thing is, even though we are in Red Bank, we're not trying to bang people out. Like, oh, you're in Red Bank, you have to pay $15 for a drink, $16 for a drink.
Yeah.
So we try to make everything where, just like I said, just about anybody could come in from, Kai to Bruce Wayne. It doesn't
Right.
make a difference. There's something you'll find.
Aren't those synonymous?
Yeah,
Kai
well,
and
I
Bruce
think
Wayne?
so. Pretty much.
I've never seen Kai and Batman at the same time.
Yeah.
So
So, yeah.
Kai may be Batman.
Yes.
There you go.
It's cool. It sounds like the kind of place I would open
Yeah.
if I were able to open a joint. So
Well, I just
I'm
think
excited.
it's crazy. I'm going to be leaving in the morning and telling Ginger I have to leave. Gotham needs me.
That's going to be a good one. Actually.
Yeah.
That's
Probably never going to get old.
No.
to all my friends who are like, you have to stop. You have to stop bartending and get a real job, and you have to stop reading comic books. And now I own the bar named Gotham. So I just,
So you're like, I can do whatever the fuck
I
I
can do whatever I
want.
Exactly.
Do you have social media set up, website?
yes, I do. It's on Facebook. It's Gotham Red Bank.
Okay.
For Catch, it's Catch Red Bank.
Okay.
The websites are the same. It's catchredbank.com and it's gothamredbank.com.
Okay.
And the website right now, there's just a promo front for it, but it should be up within 2 weeks. And the Facebook, every now and then I flash some stuff on the Facebook showing what we're
Like
doing,
progress and- okay.
progress and what we may have. We haven't showed any pictures of the inside other to people who've come to visit. Like if you guys want to stop inside and check it out, we'd be more than happy to have you.
Yeah.
But we want everybody
We
to
had
be.
Sasha the Husky came in
Yeah,
to come check it
we
out.
want everyone to be surprised of what they see when
When they walk
we
through the
first
door.
open
Definitely.
Yeah, so
When is that?
we should be open. It could be sometime this week. It's hard because next week is Christmas.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't that it was Christmas next week, we would definitely open Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
But it's just hard because I want people to come out. So many people, like I said, I want to do friends and family the first night, and it's hard because everybody's doing last minute Christmas shopping or holiday shopping, whatever they may be doing, and I don't want to put anyone out of their way.
Yeah.
You know? And I want everyone to be able to.
You have to do it before
Is there a
Kylie.
chance that I can
Yes.
still be here?
Yeah.
Yes,
like-
you,
All right.
you will definitely unless you leave before Friday. Then yes, there will definitely be a chance because if I could get all my inspections done and we get our CO by Thursday, then possibly on Friday or Saturday or even Sunday we could start letting people in there. I just it's tough because I want. My bartenders have been trained for like a month now. They're all ready to go. They're at me all
they're
the
like
time.
itching.
But my food menu's still being worked on, and I don't like to do anything half-assed.
Yeah, no, you'll go
first
full out, so-
Yeah, first impression is a big thing. Luckily enough, I have my partner at Catch, Dominic, who is just an unbelievable chef, putting the finishing touches on the menu for us. But I'd still like 2 days in our own kitchen because we've been cooking in Catch's kitchen. To have everybody cooking there and just
Yeah, you
get
guys
into-
gotta come for
get into
samples.
to the swing of things.
That's the best part. Yesterday they were making chicken
I'm like,
and waffles.
I'm off all day tomorrow. Like you just open
Come
that
on
door.
by. Yeah, they were chicken and waffles they were doing the
Yeah,
other
we
day when we
did
were in
chicken
there.
waffles. We did the Captain Crunch French toast, fish taco. Just it's going to be good. Like I'm just
Yeah.
really
It's gonna be
excited.
good.
It's and
Count me in.
always like when you guys are in there, if anyone else is in there, if when you come in, there's something that's changed or you weren't happy with something or anything we could do to make it better, just always let us know. I'd rather have, it's always bad for me when someone smiles, leaves, and was unhappy. I'd rather have someone tell me, this could have been cooked a little better. This could have been
Yeah, it's like, all right, I'll make it. I'll do that because I don't. You ate it. Like
Yeah,
I wasn't there,
exactly.
so let me know.
Absolutely.
Feedback is huge for us.
If the drink came out in 6 minutes and you think it should have been out in 3 minutes, let us know. Whatever we could do to make it better.
You can't rouse perfection.
Yeah.
These are craft. These are craft cocktails,
true.
my
Well,
friend.
that's another thing.
Craft
Like,
cocktails, my
a
friend.
lot of these cocktails are time-consuming cocktails. Like they take a little bit of time to make.
Yeah, just like they used to do them back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, you can't-
Everything's measured out. Like they use jiggers for everything. If you're not familiar with what a jigger is, it measures the alcohol. Like if you come to the bar and order vodka and club, they're gonna do a count.
Yeah, that's
a
gonna
gin and
be-
tonic, they're gonna pour. They're gonna do a count. But if you ask for a Sazerac, if you ask for a Rice Osiris, which is another cocktail on our menu, they're gonna measure everything
That's our
out
Batman
to
one,
make sure that it's exactly the
Every
way it's
drink
supposed
is
to be.
uniform.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So whether Ming comes in on a Wednesday, a Friday, and he orders the same drink, it's always the exact
it's
same
consistent,
drink.
yeah.
Consistent, yeah.
awesome. Yo, can we podcast from there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Podcast and
Let's do
drink.
it. Let's do
Like,
it.
are you drink?
Let's do
We have a
it.
little alcove that has like a
Perfect.
nice bench. There's
Perfect.
these little like library style chairs. There's all books. You can
Oh
even speak
man,
near the Batman
love
case.
this.
I love this.
I have a friend who does a podcast called Drunken Disorderly.
Yeah.
And it's a very wonderful show because there's that drinking aspect
Yeah.
to it where the night gets more lively.
Oh, I'm
It's not like at
sure.
the end of the show they're just like, okay, it's time to cut it off. At the end of the
Yeah.
show they're like, well, we gotta give up the time. The next person's coming on, but if you guys want to sign on to our private page, here,
Yeah.
Keep going, yeah.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
Yeah, you more than anytime you guys want a podcast, you want to do
Okay,
anything.
now we're doing an off hour and it'll be too loud otherwise.
Yeah.
But just to drink in a podcast in a cool environment. That's what I'm all about. Like this,
Definitely.
or over there, or wherever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
That'd be awesome.
fantastic.
I'd be more excited about it than you.
I mean, no, you guys are invited, of course, and it'll be fun.
Yeah, I would
Definitely.
love to hear do a podcast from there and just hear how the community's received
like good
it.
bar stories.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I would love to hear that.
We could tell some tales, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, look for it soon. GothamRedBank.com, Gotham Red Bank on
Thank
Facebook.
you.
Thank you too for coming
No,
in.
thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for having us.
Kai, thank you very
Kai,
much.
yes.
Yeah,
I hope
Kai
this was-
changed our life today.
I know
so.
we did change a lot of
Thank you guys
lives.
so much. I mean, this is like really. I have to say, this is the best experience I've had on this trip.
All right, bucket list.
Yeah, you have made my bucket list.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
That's awesome. I'm happy to be.
Yeah, I'm happy to be a part of it. This is really cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And support Kai's journeys at send him PayPal, the Kaiman THEKHIMAN at yahoo.com. Chuck a couple
Definitely.
bucks and help his journey. We'll be seeing you around here. But good luck seeing the ball drop and fulfilling anything else you put on your list.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah, Gotham's definitely on there.
All right, he just added Gotham.
Friends and family,
Friends and
Gotham,
family,
right there.
Kai's there.
Absolutely, Kai. You're more than welcome. That'd be great.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
Thank you, Samantha Q.
Thank you, Ming.
Thank you,
Chen.
Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Savannah.
Yeah.
The star of the show
star of the
today.
show
Thank you,
today.
Savannah, and thank you for
Yes.
listening.
Thank you for listening.
This has been a production of SModCo Internet Radio.